Hey, Mark, thank you so much for being here. My name is Ziddy. I'm a third-year PhD candidate in the Department of Leadership Studies, and I'm originally from Swaziland, but I grew up here in Greensboro. My question is that it's no secret that some of the wealthiest entrepreneurial circles lack diversity. So what do you intend to do about that, and what advice would you give to us as minorities to strategically navigate the entrepreneurial world, so that we can be included?
Yeah. So, I don't think it's a secret that the tech community and industry has an issue with diversity. So, and, frankly, I think that that's our problem to figure out, right? And, so you asked what you can do, and I'll get to that in a second, but I think that responsibility rests on us, right? And the companies in the industry to make sure that we get to that. I mean, there's so much research that shows that you need diverse teams to do the best work. So it's important that we do better on diversity, not only because it's the right thing to do for the country and for people, but because that's the only way that we're going to serve our community the best. So we have to do a better job. And there are a few things that I think that we can do that we've started working on. But I think it's going to take a little while to work this through. But I think that there are a bunch of important things that we need to do. So one is, whenever you have a problem, I'm a big believer in that in running a company, you kind of get what you put in, right? So if you want diversity, then you better have specific teams in your company that are focused on getting diversity, right? And so you can't just expect that you're going to have a normal recruiting team go out and try to get folks and that you're magically going to solve a diversity problem that we have. So we've had to build specific teams that focus on going and talking to folks and making sure that we map out who the best candidates are from all different kinds of backgrounds, not just in the US, around the world. And we do that, and we need to make sure that we train our hiring managers, right? Because they have a lot of different goals and jobs, and they're trying to ship a product. And if you ask different hiring managers across the company, they're all going to say that they want diverse candidates. But then, if they have the choice between, can I get the first person who's good, who could be on my team, and I need to ship this product, or would I rather, put in an extra amount of time to get diversity? A lot of them have different pressures. So we need to make sure that we push really hard and give them the right incentives to make it so that the organization is right long term. The other thing that I'm really focused on is unconscious bias, right? So we do this really rigorous training for every manager at Facebook, where you have to go through and understand what your unconscious biases are, because I think that a lot of people, and the research shows this really clearly, a lot of people who think that they care about diversity actually still have a lot of these biases, right, that hold it back. Now, I was on a different trip when I was traveling in a different state. I stopped by this place, and they had their workforce was 95% men and 5% women, and I asked the guy who was running it, how do you make this a good environment for women, right? If you only have 5% women working here, and he said very definitively, he was like, well, we have no issues with that. And I kind of roll my eyes, and I'm like, that is not a confidence-inspiring answer, right? Because it's often the people who think that they're doing the best who are doing the worst, right? And why I think that these unconscious biases are so pernicious. So we do this. We have a training at Facebook that goes across a lot of different groups of people, and we refresh it and make sure that every manager is continuously doing it. But look, this is something that's very ingrained in our society, and it's going to take a while to fully back this out. But again, I really think the tech industry has a big issue on this. It's holding us back from building the best things that we can, and we have to solve this. So I appreciate the question, but this one's on us. Now, what can you do? We do need more good engineers, right? So that's no secret. You're doing what you do here. You do the best work that you can in training yourself and getting to be a great engineer, and you will have a good future. Whether it's at a Silicon Valley technology company or another, there's a very clear dynamic in the world right now where there's way more demand for engineers than there are engineers. So if you go just really focus on doing the best work that you can, then there's a lot of opportunity out there.
Thank you, Mark.